NTE Sports 24, where sports thrive.
This is the network service of the NTA.
This program does not give us only the opportunity to have quality education, but also pave way for us to proceed to higher education with confidence. Our dear mother, from the depth of our heart, we thank you so much for your initiative.
I'm pleased to be back home today to flag up the Youth Education Empowerment Program here. It is now time to explore viable alternatives to get our education working. We must go digital. It is in this regard that the Future Assured e-program is deploying this e-learning technique for training the out-of-school young people who have attempted but failed to pass the certificate examination. I urge you students to see this project beyond the support to pass examination, but an opportunity to add value to yourself, your families, and the larger society.
We are at the workshop for the training of the trainer, and we're training our teachers on how to use e-learning effectively. We believe with e-learning, the teaching will be less hectic for the teacher, and the learning will be more interesting for the students. And I'm sure with what we are doing, the students will actually pass the external examination.
It has about 80 textbooks. The books are organized in weeks and in terms. We have applications there for physics, we have for chemistry, we have for biology. You can also use your hand to move it on the screen, to turn it once from one side to the other.
So are we all here? Yes. So use your hand to turn it the way you want.
This is an opportunity being given to us by the First Lady that really make us to really operate our educational activity in field of modern education with the help of this e-learning, experience.
This is a very, very wonderful tool to help me as a science teacher, chemistry, to be able to pass my message very clearly to the students. Why it was going on, I just recall in one of the schools I taught, I taught the students on how violent it is when sodium is added into water, sodium metal. and a child tried to do that practically. Fortunately, he was not injured, but the laboratory where he tried to do that experiment practically, the building cracked because it was actually very, very violent. But with this tablet, you can still do the same thing with no destruction, no danger. Okay, you can only see the violent reaction occurring without you being injured. They can visualize it, okay, what I say. They are trying to draw the atom on the board and label all of those and shoot. They are able to see it, and so they do not have any problem with it at all.
It has availed the teachers an opportunity to even learn more what to teach the students and how best to use this teaching aid. As you can see, the tabs have been given out to all teachers.
It even made me to, sit up again and to have more, not only to have the theory aspect of it, but whatever I want, I will have able to see it in the more pictorial way, even to have opportunity to improve, to increase the size, and to turn it 360 degrees to have a look at it. Yeah, it's going to help a lot to me, and it's also going to help to ease our work.
I personally have learned a lot, and I know it will also go same way with the students.
The caliber of people I met handling, the teaching activities are quite, people that are educationally equipped, which make the program to go on smoothly.
So is there any possibility that we can print e-resources from this tablet, either via the Wi-Fi or direct connections to the printer?
You can print it. It's very simple. It's not only limited to maybe you must have it in the tablet.
I just want to say the First Lady is actually a mother. The vision she has to make people's future better is a good one.
To thank Her Excellency and to ask her to sustain this program so that many who are roaming the streets will be captured and they will be given a direction in their lives.
Developing countries, and we know Nigeria will belong to that. And this means that 830 women die each day as a result of preventable complications related to pregnancy and childbirth. So we can see the rates and the issues that surround those complications. So women in less developed countries or communities, let's take for instance Nigeria, on average, make more pregnancies than women in developed countries. And their lifetime risk of death due to pregnancy is high. Compare women in the developing countries or communities, or let's say in rural areas, compared to those that are advanced.
Let's go into our kids list. Let's go to page 9. Where we have this. It is a responsibility of you, the technical person, to our excellency, and to drive this process. Picking each of these objectives and the activities under this objective based on the timeline that you have agreed when you were developing the work plan. Who is to do what? Give an example. Tessie has the responsibility now to conduct this dissemination. So, number one thing you need to go back and do now is to do a kind of a review meeting. Based on that, particularly for those of us, let me use Abia again. He was part of us from the beginning. There are other members that are joining the team now. Look at the work plan, look at it. Thank God the kit is out. Do a kind of a refresher training. Look at the plan they have done. Is those indicators still existing?
We are here for the dissemination exercise on the advocacy kit for the First Ladies of the Federation. The facilitators were excellent. They had a good understanding of what the messages they were trying to portray to the participants. They were extremely engaging, and the entire process opened our eyes to so many areas that we hadn't initially, or maybe might not have explored, coming from the different states that we're coming to.
Medical outreach to LGY, local government, to go and screen for, or to go and distribute mama kits. When did it take place? What LGA, what location, what LGA, what type of activity, health screening, awareness creation, medical outreach, participants, who were targeted? Was it everybody? Was it women? Was it adolescents? Was it children? Objective, why did we go to that place? Then activity description, what exactly did it? Then how specific in numbers, we saw 50. Sometimes we might not get the accurate data. I remember we went somewhere, we were trying to register them, we were walking up and down, but we had an estimate at least. Then your outcomes, challenges and recommendations. A report is not complete how there's no perfect activity, there's no perfect progress. There's always something that you will see that went wrong. So you need to document it honestly. Then recommendations, what do you recommend for the organization moving forward? Then you have end of project reports. If let's say there was a project that you are doing, big projects, and you've done activity reports within that project, you've done monthly reports, annual, at the end of that project, you have to do an end of project report and give to your subordinates and also keep for yourselves.
If you finish all this beautiful plan and Her Excellency doesn't do anything, well done, zero.
I've been able to discover new strategies and new applications that I can use to encourage my principal, my first lady, to step up her advocacy on the RMNCH and N.
We've learned a lot from this presentation because it has built our capacity to be able to drive the reproductive, maternal, child, and adolescent health plus nutrition program. We now understand how to support our first ladies of the state to drive the process at the state level and at the LGA levels.
This is an eye-opener. It's an experience for me to go home and feed Her Excellency, to call all the 13 local government wife of the chairman, 13 local government chairman's wife, as well our 24 or 26 House of Assembly members' wife. Put them in round table, discuss with the resource people, tell them the danger involved and what Mrs. Aisha Buhari, the wife of President, is all about, she's embarking on.
The information I've gathered so far from this workshop, I will take it back to Her Excellency, the founder of the NGO Mediatrix, and we will as well embark on advocacy to the 18 local governments we have in Cross River State, touching the PACs and also selling it out to other development partners.
I feel equipped to go back and advise Her Excellency accordingly. In Plateau State, we would look towards re-strategizing our plans, which we did in 2018, and see how we would ensure that RMN, CAH plus N issues in Plateau State are trashed out.
But as we go back, we'll liaison with the local governments and the women organizations and the groups. Then it will help us further move the initiative of the First Lady of Imo State, which is empowering the woman, the girl child, and also we'll liaison with the Ministry of Health and find out the best way to implement this agenda for the First Lady.
The
toolkit was adequately explained to us, and when we go back, we'll be able to make a summary report and be focused on the interventions that Her Excellency in my state will be able to implement for the benefit of the women, children, and other people of Borno State.
And I have so much tools to work with. Going back to Ekiti, I'll be advocating left, right, and center.
When we go back to Katsina, I will see that the Nguafa of Katsina State Governor will know what we do here. And inshallah, everything and rate of maternal mortality will reduce, inshallah, in Katsina State.
Her Excellency Dr. Hajia Aisha Buhari has deemed it fit that whatever she's doing shouldn't just stop at the federal level. And so she's taxing us to ensure it replicates itself at the state. And that's why this workshop was put together.
So we really appreciate the effort of the wife of the president and the foundation for setting up this initiative.
State has one of the highest burdens of childhood malnutrition, partly due to its large population. Food and nutritional security are the foundations of a decent life, a sound education, and are crucial to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. We must work together. We must be more coordinated. We must insist on results and accountabilities from our government and from ourselves.
There are 3 types of undernutrition. These are acute malnutrition, chronic malnutrition, and micronutrient malnutrition. For the acute malnutrition, this has to do with rapid loss of weight due to illness or inadequate consumption of food or nutritional edema. While the chronic malnutrition has to do with inhibited growth in weight or in height, and cognitive development caused by poor nutrition over a period of time. Now, why do we have to invest in nutrition? Why invest in nutrition? Improving nutrition contributes to productivity, economic development, and poverty reduction.
I'm going to talk about alternative sources of funding, which oftentimes we call innovative financing for nutrition. Some of them are innovative, some we're doing, so it's not so new. We have something called the mobile money tax. The mobile money tax is this idea that everybody uses a phone. No matter how poor a Nigerian is, they are on what they call social media now. I noticed that even when they can't type, they will do voice message. They will contribute. There's a way we can work with the telecommunications. So even if they don't want to do corporate social responsibility, we can work with them that 1% of either a text or a message that you get, you can actually donate that to the Nutrition Basket Fund. That is an idea.
The sachet contains 100 gram, which is 482, equivalent to of energy, kilocal energy. This is the dosage guide for the action meal. 0 to 6 months, not suitable for action meal. From 6 months to 1 year, was less than 12.5 cm MWAC, half sachet per day. 1 to 2 years.
I came for this stakeholders meeting on nutrition organized by Aisha Buhari Foundation in Kano State, and we came as part of the invited stakeholders. We discussed on the issue of nutrition in the state and in the country at large. From the MDAs, we advocated that they should make sure the budget in the document is not just an allocation, but there should be a release and cash backing. So we'll continue with the advocacy and make sure at the end this problem of malnutrition has reduced in Kano State.
I was thinking that it's only the State Committee of Food and Nutrition that is working on this. Then I saw new faces.
And then I was beginning to say, oh, we have more stakeholders to bring on board so that we can do this advocacy together to eradicate the menace of malnutrition in the state.
It was very wonderful, educative and interactive, whereby all the participants are contributing immensely towards the success of prevention as well as treatment for malnutrition children in Kano State.
It brought in a number of practitioners in the nutrition field from different sectors. The beauty of it is that you had people from diverse areas, from economic planning, from budget, from finance, the NGO space, as well as international organizations, and all to talk about planning and budgeting for nutrition in Kano State. So there was a high level of engagement in terms of the causes, and also to look at the areas of bottlenecks. What are the key things that we need to do? There's high political will by the state government in terms of the amount of money that has been budgeted for nutrition activities, the multi-sectoral plan. But the challenge is making sure that that amount, all that money is released. Secondly, is the fact that it covers a whole range of areas, both nutrition sensitive and nutrition specific, which is very good. I'm sure that Kano State will be well on the way to reducing the malnutrition rates.
Aisha Buhari Foundation is doing well towards nutrition.
We all want the best for our children, particularly those of us parents that have strived so hard to teach them the right way to behave and sacrifice so much personally to ensure they turn out to be morally sound, upstanding young men and women we can be proud of. Then life happens, and the ways in which we react can make a bad situation much, much worse.
Situations of a teenage pregnancy, that one is another huge problem that is challenging us. Teenage pregnancy, many of them doesn't report to the hospital. They keep it, they hide it. So many complications come along with it.
This is one such story we can learn from. Mayowa is a proud woman and a great mother. She has been through a lot due to the breakup of her marriage. At the time, her children were still very young. She is determined that her husband and his family will not have cause to gloat over her failure to survive, do well, and raise wonderful children. She implores her children daily not to let her down, not to let themselves down, not to let society and their father's people gloat at them.
On a very serious note,
Mayowa and her children have a very good relationship. She asks how Tolani is doing in university and chides her gently for being wasteful with money. Mayowa brings the conversation to a close with her customary prayer and begging of her children not to let her or themselves down. Tokwe is very good at looking out for his sister. He senses that she's up to something. Tolani confesses she is going away with a boyfriend for the weekend and will not be on campus. She begs her brother to cover for her in case her mother tries to reach her during the weekend. Tokwe agrees, but asks Tolani to be careful and not to let her moves come back to bite them. Mayowa comes out onto the front terrace, surprised to see her children still talking. She hurries them along. Weeks later, Mayowa comes home and is surprised but pleased to see Tolani is home. She worries as her daughter suffers from sickle cell anemia, even though over the years she has carefully and sensibly managed to keep her episodes at bay. What are you doing at home? Are you okay? Are you sick?
Health?
What is wrong, my dear?
Had another crisis.
No. She can see from Tolani's reaction that this has nothing to do with her sickle cell anemia. Abi, did you fail a course or something? She asks. Talk, no. I missed my period. And so? And then the significance of the words and Tolani's behavior sink in, and Mayowa's life shatters. She is beside herself. Hey, the shame. What has this child done to her? Oh God, this child has killed me, oh. What have I done to deserve this? Hey, Jesus, I sent you to school to read. I am finished. You have delivered me to the hands of your father's people. A shameful girl in a shameful situation. A disgrace of a child. This is woe. She immediately decides to withdraw Tolani from university and keep her at home and out of sight. The horror she feels at the thought of anyone seeing her daughter at hospital pregnant drives Mayowa to keep Tolani at home without attending one single antenatal class. This is a very dangerous thing for an average person, let alone for someone suffering from sickle cell anemia.
For every 100, about 8 of them will die. That is close to 10%. It could be you and I, it could be my sister, my auntie, my wife, it can be anybody. There is no destiny that it is you that's going to die in childbirth.
Tokpe is home to speak to his mother, begging for his sister to be supported. He reminds his mother that his sister needs to be very carefully monitored given her pre-existing health issues. That should be our priority now, he says. Tolani comes in to join them. She is complaining about weakness and not feeling well. Mayowa and Tokwe are very concerned. Suddenly, Tolani begins to convulse and they jump up to her aid and rush her off to hospital. Tolani and her baby do not make it. What a preventable waste of 2 lives. Tolani and her baby did not have to die. What does it say about us as a society when things like this keep happening? What could be more important in this instance than the life of the mother and her baby? It is very important to register your pregnancy and attend antenatal care. Antenatal care will provide essential information required for the management of your health during pregnancy, especially when you have pre-existing health issues such as Tolani had. It cannot be said enough that your life and that of your baby is priority over any other thing. My name is Elvina Ibru, and this message is brought to you by the Future Assured program of the Aisha Buhari Foundation.
Corona not dey fly like winch, and running away not go solve the problem. What is the solution? Good question. Federal Ministry of Health don join hands with Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Say, if we follow some very simple instructions, we go prevent the spread of this coronavirus. Anytime when you sneeze or cough, cover your nose and your mouth with your hand. Wash your hand regularly with soap or any hand sanitizer wey contain alcohol. Avoid crowded places. But if you must go where people dey, make sure say you wear your face mask. Make sure say you boil your meat well. Make it done. Avoid places when animals dey. But if you must go where animals dey, wear your face mask and your hand gloves. Any face mask or hand glove wey you don use, make sure say you throw am properly, make somebody else no go see am use. Those of una when dey spit for public anyhow, make una no dey spit like that, because that kind anyhow spit fit spread the disease. Make una no eat all those animals like rats, bat.
This is the network service of the NTA. We now join our outside broadcast crew for a live telecast. Please stay tuned.
Thank you. You may take your seats.
Government Council, PEBEC, hosted the inaugural PEBEC Awards ceremony. The PEBEC Awards is aimed at acknowledging and appreciating the efforts of specific arms of government, subnational governments, ministries, departments and agencies of the federal government, as well as private sector stakeholders who contributed significantly to the ease of doing business intervention of the administration. The collaborative efforts and continuous support of these stakeholders have significantly contributed towards improving Nigeria's business climate and overall competitiveness, in line with the key strategic objective of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP.
Good evening. This is the service of the NTA from the outside workers service. As key members of the private sector who have expressed their support to the intervention. Is taking place. This is a flagship initiative to reform the business environment, which was set up in July 2016. And in the last 2 years, it has been awarding service delivery both from ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as institutions and the private sector. This today is the third edition of the PEBEC Awards, the 2020 edition.
Deputy governors here present, ministers of state, special advisors to the president, ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, secretary to the government of the federation, head of the civil service of the federation, permanent secretaries, directors general, permanent presidential aides, captains and doyens of industry, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we bid you a very warm welcome to the PEBEC Awards 2020. You could put your hands together, it's fine. It's I know we're in the villa, but you can clap here too. My name is Ike Osaki-Oduah, and this lovely vision of beauty beside me is...
Good evening, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ayo Mairese, and it's an honor to be back here this year for the PEBEC Awards 2020.
All right, so some small items of business and housekeeping before we get started. Happy birthday in arrears. It was his birthday on the 8th of March. Please put your hands together for our Vice President. You could still pass for 35, sir. Good to have you with us. But a little order of business before we get started. The FEC meeting went on for a while, and so we couldn't start at the time that we would have liked to. Otherwise, we would have been starting in the absence of His Excellency and some of our ministers here present. Also, there's another meeting scheduled for later on this evening. It never stops with the government, all right? So we have a very small amount of time allotted to this event, and we've been told that if we overrun, they will literally snatch several of our dignitaries and includes His Excellency from us. So we want to make sure this happens within a short amount of time. So I'm going to ask for your help with this. There are a few things that you need to know and understand. So we're going to invite a few presenters help us hand out awards and plaques. We'll ask that all presenters make their way to the center of the stage. Don't come to either podium, not this one and not the other one on the other side. If you make your way to the other one on the other side, I cannot say what DSS, SSS will do to you. They may tackle you because you may be a threat, all right? But please make your way to the middle of the stage. Award recipients, once you hear your ministry, department, or agency called, please immediately, as you hear it named as an award recipient or as a winner, please immediately make your way to the stage. Award recipients, not nominees, award recipients, if you hear that this has been awarded to your department, your ministry, or agency, immediately, please make your way to the stage, even while the voiceover is going on. A video will be playing, a voiceover will be running, but while that's happening, please make your way to the stage. Once that voiceover ends, if you are not on the stage, we will assume that you are not here, and we will accept the award on your behalf. All right. Also, for the sake of time, we've been forced as the MCs, though PEBEC would have liked to give a lot more time to you and celebrate you. They've taken a lot of time to brief us on how important you are to them. But as the MCs, for the sake of time, we've had to remove the acceptance speeches for award recipients and for presenters. So there will be no speeches from presenters, no speeches from award recipients, but you will get a photo opportunity with the presenters. All right, so please, don't worry, everything's cool. That's just somebody dropping their iPhone. So please make sure that you follow those things. We need you to walk quickly. Also, we were fortunate enough to host this event last year. We had similar time constraints last year. And there was another meeting scheduled for after this meeting for the vice president last year. Now, somehow, everybody else in the hall got confused and thought they were also invited to that meeting with the vice president. So when he left, all of you left with him. This year, you're not invited to the meeting that he's going to. So we've decided to keep all your entertainment to after the formalities. And we brought one of Nigeria's highest paid and most demanded comedians out for you tonight. And he's coming prepared to do a special. All right. His name is Kenny Black. He's going to be entertaining you. We want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening. All right. We're going to rush through this because I know Kenny Black would love to perform for His Excellency. So if you guys cooperate with me and walk more like footballers than superstars when you're coming up the stage, right? We can get through the formalities of this and maybe even retain His Excellency a little bit of the entertainment. All right? Deal? Do we have a deal?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ike. And I do trust that our distinguished audience will cooperate with us tonight. Now, the PEBEC Awards is an opportunity for the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council to appreciate, honor, thank, and say well done to all our partners who have supported us in promoting the objectives of this council. Literally, without you, we couldn't have achieved the strides we have since inception of the PEBEC in 2016. It's no news that we have gone up 39 places in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business ranking.
Well, that is something to clap for. Come on.
From 170 to 131. And that's not it yet. We look forward to attaining the top 100 countries in 2020. And we're proud of these achievements, and we thought it was important for us to appreciate our partners who have worked tirelessly through the year to support our vision, aims, and objectives. So tonight is about you, because without you, we couldn't have gotten this far. So as we call up the winners, would love for you to please appreciate them, and on behalf of the council, really thank them on our behalf. And don't forget, like Ike mentioned, would like to invite you to stay back for reception, as we'd love to really entertain you and say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for working with us, for MDAs, private organizations who have been champions, reform champions indeed, in achieving our goal. We say thank you.
All right, let's get this baby started. We're going to practice those applause now, and I want you to get those applause going until she gets to the stage. Please make welcome the Secretary to PEBEC and Special Advisor to the President on Ease of Doing Business, the never aging, always beautiful, pleasant to the core, Dr. Jumoke Ojuwole, as she makes her way to the stage. Keep clapping till she gets here. Dr. J.
We consider her a national treasure.
Yes. Oh, no, don't stop. You can add some cheering, some whistling. Clap like you attend a Select church. Come on.
Judiciary with us. Good evening, Your Excellency, National Assembly, Judiciary, Honorable Ministers, Heads of Agencies, Permanent Secretaries, Private Sector, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize, there was supposed to be a video before this, so I wasn't supposed to be now, but it's great to be here at this time. The growth of economies is dependent on the stimulation of systems. This objective is achieved through deployment of policies that create conditions for businesses to thrive. Nigeria, over the course of the past 12 months, has witnessed active governmental and multi-stakeholder collaborations that are actualizing our objective of openness to investment and support for trade as an enabler for growth and development. When we began executing the vision for which the PEBEC was established in 2016, our mandate was clear and daunting: to remove the bureaucratic constraints and regulatory obstacles that have made it difficult to do business in Nigeria. A key empirical matrix for our success was to get Nigeria into the World Bank's top 100 ease of doing business rankings by 2020, a target that we are racing strongly towards with our ongoing 5th National Action Plan, NAP 5.0. Indeed, this target is not far-fetched. Over the last 3.5 years, the country has moved progressively upwards on this ranking goal, a total of 39 places up from an abysmal 170th place out of 190 countries in 2015 prior to the PEBEC, to 145th position and now 131st position in 2019. Importantly, we have been twice recognized as one of the top 10 most improved business climates in the world in the past 3 years. Now and those are the reform champions right there. The successes of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council so far in reducing the difficulties faced by micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and other businesses have extended beyond creating friendlier business environments to attracting more investments to Nigeria. The ripple effect of making doing business easier are being felt by existing business owners and aspiring owners alike. With the identification of over $22.5 billion in potential investment opportunities across the country through the projections of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan Focus Labs in 2018, the newly invigorated PEBEC in the second term of President Muhammadu Buhari has remained unrelenting in its pursuit of regulatory reforms and is grateful for the deep collaboration with the National Assembly and the judiciary in this area, which has so far enabled judicial and legislative reforms that will unlock access to vast opportunities for the largest number of businesses. In 2019, our goal was to consolidate on the traction we achieved at inception by continuing to collaborate with all arms and levels of government, the private sector, and other stakeholders who have been outstanding in their support in driving this collaborative reform agenda. We are particularly grateful to private sector allies who continually give us feedback on the practical use of reforms and public service transparency and efficiency reforms couched in Executive Order 1 of 2017 through the use of our flagship feedback mechanism, the ReportGov and reportgov.ng portal. The World Bank's 2018 Subnational Report on Nigeria gave important validation to the ongoing reforms delivered by the work at the subnational level, with improvements recorded in 32 Nigerian states, led by Kaduna, Enugu, Abia, Lagos, and Anambra states. Arising from the collaboration between PEBEC and the National Economic Council, which commenced in July 2017, another priority focus of the PEBEC in 2019 was the stakeholder engagement and agreement of methodology for a baseline business climate survey across Nigeria's states and regions. In a bid to deepen the impact of reforms for all Nigerians, the PEBEC, in collaboration with the NEC, embarked on a lituation tour, a nationwide regional tour which commenced in Lagos in October 2019, with the objective of listening, implementing, and tracking reforms at the subnational level. The tour has since stopped in the southeast, Owerri, Imo State, north central, Ilorin, Kwara State, southwest, Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, south-south, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, and most recently we were hosted by the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory here in Abuja, with a phenomenal response from SMEs across various sectors. 2020 will see us visit the last 3 stops for the first round of the tour in Kano, Jigawa, and Bauchi states. As at 2019, the PEBEC's intervention on enabling transparency and efficiency in public service delivery, improving the quality of private sector engagement with over 150 reforms delivered so far, and the progressively less stressful running of micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises across the country, has encouraged us to press harder on key indicators to reflect the readiness of our business environments for agile growth. We continue to prioritize our regulatory intervention and homegrown reforms pertaining to movement of goods and people into and around the country. Indeed, our goal of being ranked sub-100 by 2020 is now within our sights, and will be an objective validation of our efforts by the private sector. We will not rest on our oars. Our ambition is now to be the top 70 of the World Bank rankings by 2023, a goal that, when attained, will be a direct reflection of reduced costs, time, and procedures for business registration processes, increased access to capital and credit, ease of trading within and outside our borders, amongst other critical indicators. In the coming months, our efforts to make doing business easier will continue to expand to accommodate the new demands of a continent ready to increase intercontinental trade in a bid to reduce our vulnerability to external macroeconomic shocks and protectionist trade policies. By remaining committed to optimizing business practices within Nigeria, especially in the area of infrastructure, power supply, and road networks, patronage of made in Nigeria goods, building skills and innovation gaps, and access to finance, we will engender Nigeria's capacity to benefit from an African single market worth $4 trillion in spending and investments to be delivered by the African Continental Free Trade Area. To this end, the PEBEC is committed to actualizing Nigeria's growth potential, helping the businesses that will create jobs, lift 100 million people out of poverty over the next 10 years, and deliver prosperity for all. As we continue our systemic intervention, we will zero in on supporting SMEs in 4 critical areas: agribusiness, creative sector, light manufacturing, and tech. Therefore, our work in 2020 will be characterized by the actualization of tangible impact and credible results that will foster steady growth and enthusiastic investment in Nigeria as we strive to make Nigeria a progressively easier place to do business. While there is undoubtedly still much work to be done, tonight we pause to collectively appreciate and celebrate the men and women who have worked tirelessly to make these PEBEC reforms a reality and sustain the momentum for the change created by this important intervention, a legacy project for the Buhari administration. We also recognize and appreciate our colleagues from all arms and levels of government, as well as our ever-supportive private sector partners and the wider society as a whole. Because you all embrace the work of reforming this boundless Nigerian economy as your own, thank you. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening as we jointly celebrate the gold in our green. Thank you.
Lituation is a play on words. Lit, listen, implement, and track.
At the beginning of the new administration, from about August, we were doing a lot of strategic thinking. I was thinking, how do we want to progress? And there was this recurring theme about taking the reforms to all Nigerians. So I was speaking with a friend, and she said how her business had benefited from the reforms and how she was prepared to tell the story. And that sort of birthed the idea of private sector giving testimonials to their peers, to their colleagues, about how the reforms so far have affected their businesses and what is left to be done.
I love report.gov.ng. I will continue to use it, but I must also commend the MDAs. I think the relationships is improving and it will continue to improve.
We had various components of the tour. You have the technical workshops, you had the fireside side chats, the presentations, then the demo, the reforms by the MDAs.
People are always very amazed when they come into the venue. It's not like the typical government program. It's actually lituation. If you check the dictionary meaning of lituation, it means people merry and happy. So they feel that the program was thought through. Shows from the staging, from the documentaries, from the videos that herald the appearance of the speakers.
I have a friend currently that left his fashion business to start registering people online, and he does more than 10 registrations in a month.
The idea of planning an event and seeing it come to light in relation to the benefits it was designed to, achieve. So, I would use an easy example. The lituation event, which was hosted by the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, was an interesting one. People left with a good sense of being heard, because not only were they able to table their challenges, but the minister right on the spot was linking them to the appropriate agency head within the FCT.
Madam, where are you? Okay. So you need to, after this event, link up with them.
We had the kickoff event on the 10th of October in Lagos. From there, we went to the southeast. We went to Owerri. We were hosted by the Imo State Governor. Then from there, we went to North Central. We went to Ilorin, and we were hosted by the Kwara State Government. From there, we went to Ekiti. We went to the southwest. And then from there, we went to Uyo. And then we came to FCT.
All the locations, there's this air of maybe excitement, there's this air of serious engagement. People are eager to speak their mind. There was a lot of, engagement, back and forth, dialogue, questions and answers. So it was very electrifying environment in all the locations.
The lituation event has been a runaway success. The feedback we've gotten from the participants, the social media boards, very, very.
Businesses tell us what their problems are, and they also get solutions to those problems. So I think it's making a whole lot of difference.
The journey of 1,000 miles, as they say, begins with a step, but we've taken more than one step, and we are closer to the destination.
Come on, let's celebrate the lituation tour. Yes. You see, it takes, many people can have good ideas, but bringing that ideas to birth is one thing, then tracking them and making sure that you're listening to the things that people are complaining about, taking honest feedback and making changes, that takes determined leadership. So please put your hands together for the lituation tour for PEBEC.
Absolutely, Ike. Listen, implement, track. That's the focus of the tour. I had the opportunity to be at the Ilorin lituation tour, and it was wonderful to see young people, young business owners in Nigeria speak directly to government and tell them their pain points, with government listening listening and looking for ways to implement that in their reforms and ultimately tracking to ensure that progress is being made. Indeed, like Ayokuni said in the video, that it's a different government event, but we dare say that that's the new face of the government events in Nigeria. An opportunity to listen to you, an opportunity to act according to what you've said, and an opportunity to also track.
It's time for the business of the day. It's time for the awards. And I just like to implore everyone to remember our agreement. Award recipients, once you hear us mention that you are the recipient of the award, please start making your way to the stage immediately, even while the voiceover is going. When the voiceover stops, if you're not on the stage, we will gladly receive it on your behalf. Thank you so much. Let's get things started.
To present the first set of awards, it's our pleasure to invite to the stage the Chairman, Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, also an honorable member of the PEBEC, Mr. Dotun Suleiman.
Please put your hands together for him as he comes center stage. He's going to be helping us present awards in 3 categories: Executive Order 001, Report Gov.ng Award, Most Improved MDA Award, and Most Reform-Minded MDA. Thank you, sir. I would like to have you center stage so the photo opportunities get our PEBEC logo. Thank you so much, sir. Right there. Thank you.
The first category, please.
Executive Order 001, an award. This award is in recognition of the MDA with the highest transparency and efficiency compliance score on the Executive Order 001 2019 report. The nominees are Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Oil and Gas Free Zone Authority, OGFZA, and the winner is Federal Inland Revenue Service. This agency has consistently submitted its compliance report on time, as well as ensured that its services are delivered within the timeline stipulated in this level agreement in a transparent manner.
Please put your hands together one more time for the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS.
Cast the stone, Mr. Jailer, Mr. Jailer.
Congratulations. I would like to retain our presenter and also ask the PEBEC secretary to join him. Center stage, thank you. Next category, please. The next category is for
ReportGov.ng Award. This award category measures MDAs with the strongest performance on ReportGov.ng. ReportGov.ng is an app that provides citizens the opportunity to lodge complaints and provide feedback. The nominees are Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS, Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, and the winner is Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN. This MDA was the only agency that successfully resolved all complaints against it in the year under review and implemented corrective actions to address its most recurrent complaints.
Thank you very much, FAAN. That is exactly the speed that we need. Thank you.
Congratulations, FAAN. The next category, please.
Most Improved MDA Award, Homegrown Indicators. This award is in recognition of the MDA with the highest level of overall performance improvement in 2019 under the Homegrown Reform Indicator category. The nominees are National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, NOTAP, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Trademarks Registry, And the winner is National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The winner has consistently kept to the 90-day timeline published in its service level agreement for completion of registration of food products.
Congratulations, NAFDAC. Let's hear it for NAFDAC, ladies and gentlemen. Next category, please.
Most Reform-Minded MDA Award. This award is in recognition of the MDA with the highest deployment rate of new reforms targeted at making it easier for stakeholders to access services in a more efficient and transparent manner. And the awardee is Nigeria Immigration Service. The Nigeria Immigration Service has shown great affinity for deployment of reforms and improving its service delivery process.
Come on, put your hands together as they make their way to the stage real quick.
Congratulations, Nigerian Immigration Service.
Thank you. Please put your hands together for them one more time. And we also like to thank our presenter and release him.
Special recognition awards.
Thank you. Please put your hands together for him one more time as we welcome another presenter to help us with this.
To help us with the next set of awards, we'd like to invite to the stage the Honorable Minister of Mines and Steel Development, also an honorable member and friend of PEBEC, Architect Olamilekon Adegbite.
Please put your hands together for him. And now we're going to be taking special recognition awards, award recipients. Please make your way to the stage very quickly as soon as you hear your department, ministry, or agency named. Thank you. Go ahead.
Private sector. This category of awards recognizes private sector supporters of the federal government's Ease of Doing Business intervention in 2019 across 3 areas: technical support, capacity building support, and strategic communication support. Technical support. And the awardees are Policy Development Facility 2, PDF 2, and Prosperity Fund for providing technical support on the Ease of Doing Business intervention.
Please both make your way to the stage real quick. They're not nominees, you're both recipients. Please put your hands together for them. In their absence, we'll be receiving those awards on... Okay, I see them coming. That's be nice. Please put your hands together for her till she makes it to the stage. Congratulations to Policy Development Facility PDF 2 and Prosperity, Nigerian Improvement Business Environment Prosperity. Thank you. Next, we'll be dealing with capacity building support.
For capacity building support, the awardees are Ban 1 Igodalo, Rahman Oshodi, Oyewole and Adesina, Adedayo Adesina, Crown Court Attorneys, Adetola Adeleke. This award is given for providing technical support by facilitating training sessions for magistrates and other court officials of the small claim courts in Kano State in relation to the subnational reform interventions on ease of doing business.
Congratulations to the winners, Banwo and Igodalo, Rahman Oshodi, Oyewole and Adesina, Adedayo Adesina, and Crown Court Attorneys, Adetola Adeleke. Congratulations.
We'll be receiving this one on behalf of Prosperity, Nigerian Improvement Business Environment Prosperity. You didn't come forward in time, but we'll keep this for you. Should any of our award recipients want a case for their awards or their plaques, you can pick one up by the door, on the to the left of the door, as you make your way out of the hall. Thank you. Please put your hands together for them.
Just to note that in this category of awards, there are no nominees, so once you hear your name, kindly come forward to receive your award.
Congratulations once more. Next category, please.
For strategic communication support, the awardees are First Bank of Nigeria, Stanbic IBTC Bank, Eco Bank, Olam Nigeria, FMDQ OTC. This award is given for providing financial support for strategic communication.
Congratulations again to the winners. First Bank of Nigeria,
Stanbic IBTC Bank,
currently
Eco
on stage.
Bank,
Olam Nigeria,
FMDQ OTC. Please come up, all of you, please come up. And convention. Congratulations. Please keep clapping for our award recipients.
for providing financial support for strategic communication targeted at disseminating critical information on ease of doing business reforms to all Nigerians in year 2019. Thank you.
And our next category, please.
Special Recognition Award, Most Engaged Civil Society Partner. This category of awards recognizes the most engaged civil society partner in driving the EODB interventions. This awardee supported the rebranding of the Report Gov platforms and organized the launch event on March 14th, 2019. Convention on Business Integrity.
Keep clapping. He's almost at the
Special Recognition Award.
Thank you for being the most engaged civil society partner to PEBEC, to the PEBEC. Thank you.
And now our next award.
Special Recognition Award, Most Supportive Media Partners. This category of awards recognizes the most supportive media partners who provided extensive publicity to the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council's reform agenda through various platforms in 2019. TV, CNBC Africa gave the most unpaid airtime to the administration's EODB reforms. Print, Sport Magazine, 2 pro bono full features on PEBEC and ease of doing business interventions. Blog and online media, ProShare Nigeria Limited, carried the most editorials on PEBEC and the EODB intervention pro bono.
Congratulations to all our award recipients. Let's hear it for them. CNBC Africa, Print Spark Magazine, and ProShare Nigeria Limited. We appreciate all of your improvements, your reforms, and the dedication that it takes to do different from the norm.
Thank you for spreading the gospel of the work that the PEBEC does in reforming business environments in Nigeria.
And we'd like to release our presenter. Thank you so much. Very gracious of you, sir. Please put your hands together for him. Architect Olamileko Adegbita, thank you.
The next set of awards would like to invite to present the Honorable Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment, and also the Vice Chair of the PEBEC, Otumba Adeniyi Adebayo.
He's going to be presenting an award for special recognition, private sector, sustained implementation support. They are
Special Recognition Award, Private Sector, Sustained Implementation Support. This category Awards recognizes private sector supporters of the federal government's Ease of Doing Business intervention in 2019 through the provision of direct technical support to the Enabling Business Environment Secretariat over an extended period of time. And the awardees are Banwan Igodalu for embedding a partner, Mrs. Tony Bashir, who serves as the head of the EBS legal cluster, leading all legal reforms which include starting a business, enforcing contracts, resolving insolvency, and protecting minority investors. Mrs. Bashir has been a key member of the EBS team since October 20.
Hands together for Banwan Igodalo and Mrs. Bashir Umar.
Fondly referred to as Mrs. B, thank you very much for your impact in the PEBEC.
Thank you. We will release our Honorable Mr. Otumbani Adebayo. Thank you very much.
Just before you go, sir, we have a number of organizations in this category we would like you to present to.
My apologies. I'm in a hurry to make this thing happen. You guys have to forgive me. My apologies.
But we must appreciate our awardees or award recipients for coming to the stage really quickly. Thank you very much indeed.
Play the rest of the awardees, please.
Special Recognition Award, Private Sector, Sustained Implementation Support. This category of awards recognizes private sector supporters of the federal government's Ease of Doing Business intervention in 2019 through the provision of direct technical support to the Enabling Business Environment Secretariat over an extended period of time. And the awardees are World Bank Doing Business 2019 Ranking Awards. First set of awardees.
Stop for a second.
The Lagos State Physical Planning Authority.
Stop for a second. We'll just announce this for the sake of time. The rest of the recipients in the category: KPMG Nigeria.
For embedding a senior manager in the person of David Uzosike, who serves as reform lead on paying taxes, getting electricity, entry and exit of people, and Executive Order 001 indicators, Lagos and Kano State. Mr. Uzosike has been a key member of the EBS team since October 2016.
Let's hear it for him. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. While he receives his, please also make welcome Procter & Gamble Nigeria for embedding senior consultant Jude Obo, who served as a reform lead on the Trading Across Borders indicator. Mr. Obo was a key member of the EBS team during the 2019 reform cycle.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jude Obo and Procter & Gamble Nigeria. Following Mr. Obo, we have Deloitte Nigeria for embedding 2 senior consultants in the persons of Noah Osu, who served as reform lead on the paying taxes and Executive Order 001, as well as Ms. Olajumoke Okola, who served as reform lead on the Trading Within Nigeria indicator, respectively. They were both key members of the EBS team during the 2019 reform cycle.
All right, 5 more seconds of this photo opportunity, and then we will welcome our next presenter. Congratulations once more. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for them. At this point, we thank them for coming to the stage, and we can officially release Otumbani Adebayo. Please forgive my earlier mistake. As we call on His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, SAN, GCON, to help us present the rest of the awards. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may take your seats. You guys are a lovely crowd. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Right.
There are 6 sets of awards in this category, and we'll start with the first set.
World Bank Doing Business 2019 Ranking Awards. First set of awardees. The Lagos State Physical Planning Authority, LASPA, and Kano State Urban Planning and Development Authority, Kano PDA. Our dealing with construction permits indicator recorded a 94-step upward movement in the doing business rankings. This achievement was largely due to the removal of the Infrastructure Development Charge, IDC, which made up over 80% of the cost of the construction permit process.
Of special mention, we like to acknowledge our reform partners in both states, Mrs. Bolade Dakbo Thomas and architect Adamu Nasidi, for all they did to champion the reforms in both Lagos and Kano State. Please put your hands together for them. Congratulations. Please give us the next set of awards.
Second set of awardees, Lagos State Judiciary and Kano State Judiciary. Our enforcing contracts indicator recorded a 19-step upward movement in the ease of doing business rankings. Since the establishment of a small claims court in Lagos State on April 23, 2018 by the Lagos State Judiciary, the first of its kind in Nigeria, the court has, under the leadership of the Chief Judge of Lagos State, Honorable Kazim Aluba, continued to apply special procedural rules and proceedings towards hearing and delivering over 600 cases within a 60-day timeline. In addition, the Chief Judge of Kano State, Honorable Justice Nura Segir, spearheaded the establishment of a small claims court in Kano State in January 2019. 5 magistrate courts were immediately designated as small claims court in Kano, and they have continued to apply special procedural rules and proceedings to facilitate hearing of claims and delivery of judgments within a 60-day timeline. The successful implementation of
Congratulations, Lagos State Judiciary and Kano State Judiciary. In particular, I would like to recognize Honorable Justice Yetunde Adesonya, who was appointed as Reform Champion for the Lagos State Judiciary and also acts as Chairman of the Small Claims Committee. In addition, we would recognize Your Worship Alhaji Abdu Mewada, who was appointed as the Reform Champion for the Kano State Judiciary and has continued to exercise this role with utmost diligence and commitment. Congratulations.
Come on, you can do a lot better than that. Kano is delivering judgments in less than 60 days for small claims, and Lagos heard over 600 cases in 60 days. 600, over 600.
Making business easier.
All right, congratulations. Please bring us the third set of awards.
Third set of awardees, Corporate Affairs Commission and Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Tourism and Cooperatives, Kano State. Our starting business indicator recorded a 15-step upward movement in the doing business rankings. The Corporate Affairs Commission improved the performance and efficiency of its online registration platform to make it easier and faster to register new companies. The Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Tourism and Cooperatives in Kano State deployed an online end-to-end solution for registration of business premises in Kano State, thereby making the registration process more transparent and efficient.
Please put your hands together for both Kano once more and Lagos. Particular mention our reform champions in both states. Mr. Peter Adaji, the head of ICT and Corporate Affairs Commission, was the reform champion at CAC, who led to the team implementing reforms for the commission, and also Alhaji Uba Mohammed, who was a reform champion who led to the development of online solutions for registrations of business premises in Kano State in 2019. We appreciate you both. Congratulations to you. Thank you. Congratulations. Please put your hands together for them one more time.
The fourth set of awardees, please.
Fourth set of awardees, Nigeria Customs Service, NCS. Nigeria Ports Authority, NPA. And Nigeria Shippers Council for Trading Across Borders. Our Trading Across Borders indicator moved upwards on the World Bank Doing Business Index for reforms delivered in 2019. This was achieved due to the implementation of joint inspections and Customs integrating more agencies into its electronic data interchange system, as well as launch of an e-payment system at the ports, speeding up both exports and imports.
Congratulations, Nigeria Customs Service, Nigeria Ports Authority, and the Nigeria Shippers Council. In particular mention, Deputy Controller Anthony Ayalogu of the Nigeria Customs Service, Mrs. Caroline Ufere, retired, of the Nigeria Ports Authority, and Ms. Adora Nwonu of the Nigeria Shippers Council, who were appointed as reform champions and continue to drive these reforms to improve the import and export experience at the nation's ports. Thank you very much.
We're doing very good for time. If all our award recipients are quick like this, we will get through this very shortly. Very shortly. That was our fourth set. We only have 2 more to go. Congratulations. Our 5th set of awards, please.
5th awardee, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, for Getting Electricity. Getting electricity was made easier by allowing certified engineers to conduct inspections for new connections. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission also ensured that the time frame for new connections to the grid for maximum demand customers drastically reduced to an average of 30 days end-to-end. NERC has also consistently tracked and enforced DISCO's compliance with Order 172 on obtaining new connection to the distribution grid.
Congratulations. Please put your hands together for a set of awards. We've ensured the time frame of connections to the grid has really reduced, so now you can get connected to the grid end-to-end sharply within 30 days. If it doesn't happen, get on report.gov.ng, but it will.
And our final set of awards for this category.
6th set of awardees, Lagos State Lands Bureau and Kano State Land Management. Our registering property indicator moved upwards on the World Bank Doing Business Index for reforms delivered in 2019. This was achieved by the development of an integrated land administration automation solution, which includes a geographic information system, that is, an electronic database recording boundaries, checking plans, and providing cadastral information in Lagos State. Kano State also updated its website with information on fees and procedure to complete any property transactions.
Particular mention, we would like to appreciate Mr. Bode Agoro and Malam Malandi Umar, who were both very diligent in ensuring that our goals were met and that the reforms were enforced and change was achieved in both states. Please put your hands together for both gentlemen. Congratulations. We would like to ask His Excellency and our PEBEC Secretary to remain on stage while we invite for a quick photo opportunity PEBEC members to join us on the stage. Join His Excellency and our PEBEC Secretary. Please join us on stage. If you're a PEBEC member, please join us on the stage very quickly. After that, I will be calling the EBS members before we will hand over to His Excellency to make his speech. But before then, all PEBEC members, please join us on the stage.
A round of applause, please, for the PEBEC members who have worked tirelessly in the past 1 year to achieve the reforms and milestones that we celebrate tonight. Please make your applause even grander. Another round of applause, please, for the PEBEC members. Join in the chair of PEBEC, His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, SANGCON.
After this, we'll be calling the EBS to join him, EBS members. And after that, I know the first 3 categories probably feel like, So what? It's me that now take picture with Vice President. So we will welcome all recipients in the first 3 categories to come in one photo to join His Excellency for a photo with your awards or without them, as you choose. But that will be after EBS. 1 second.
May we ask that all our category kindly move forward.
So
we can do this really quickly. All awardees in the first 3 category.
Remiss of me to invite these ministers to join us, please. Forgive me. Please join us on stage for this photo. We would be really grateful to have you. Thank you. Please put your hands together as they make their way to the stage. Thank you, sirs. After this PEBEC photo, we'll do the EBS members photo, then we'll welcome all awardees in the first 3 categories. All awardees from the first 3 categories. EBS members, please join us.
Now, this team have worked tirelessly at the Secretariat to implement the reforms of the PEBEC and have worked really hard. Can we please really celebrate them and give them a round of applause? Thank you so much for the great work you have done in the past 1 year. On behalf of Nigeria and Nigerians, we say thank you.
You can see they all love Dr. J because they all gravitated to her side. It's heavy on that side of the photo. And now we would like to welcome all award recipients in the first 3 categories. Please join His Excellency and our PEBEC Secretary on the stage for a quick photo opportunity. Thank you, thank you.
I was lighting up my J, so go ahead and brighten up my day. Lighters in the air when you're lighting up the rave, and it's feeling like I met you there before.
Congratulations again to all our awardees. Could we please celebrate them with a round of applause? Thank you very much indeed for being such a fantastic audience. Kindly celebrate them as they come again.
Fuck loving when I put you in your place. I can tell you love it just by looking in your face. It's the way that you wind up your waist. I'm so in awe, girl, you never have to worry about nothing. You know it's yours, you know you're on it. Girl, you just own it.